Charlie Gasparino is about to, I said pull the curtain.
Yeah.
Pull the curtain off one of the battles going on Wall Street about the corporate tax cut that Paul Ryan just referenced. What do you think, Charlie?
Here's what we know behind the scenes. Paul Ryan's making it sound like it's hunky-dory right now. The Republicans are united on the type of tax cuts they're going to get, particularly on the corporate tax cut. He's almost making it sound like it's not going to be as raucous as the health care fight, which we, as you know, right now has been derailed, the health care redo. But what we know behind the scenes, that's not really the case. What we understand is that, yes, the White House and GOP congressional leaders are now in the middle of negotiations over a detailed tax cut plan. This plan could come as early as August. They would like to get the details as early as August out here. Now, the details are what's being argued about, and those details basically surround, from what we understand, the size of the corporate tax cut that will be unveiled when they do this blueprint. Some Trump economic advisors are pushing for 15, 16% opening gambit, lowered from 35% to 15 or 16% corporate tax rate, and negotiate from there. Others, including what's known as the Big Six leaders, and I'll tell you who, that includes Paul Ryan, they're saying bring it up, possibly, make the opening thing more realistic, bring it up, meaning more realistic, what they think they could achieve, bring it to 25%. And those Big Six leaders are Paul Ryan, Kevin Brady, as you know, the House Ways and Means person, Mitch McConnell, Gary Cohn, Steve Mnuchin, and Orrin Hatch. All major players on Congress and the Senate on budget issues. So that's where the rubbers meet in the road here. They want to get the plan out. It sounds like it's hunky-dory, but there is a fight inside with some Trump advisors saying we have to stick to our guns and make it a 15% corporate tax, bring the corporate tax rate down to 15% from 35%. That's a massive cut, something the markets would love. Paul Ryan and the others are saying, no, that might bust the budget,
well,
and therefore, maybe 25%. We should point out that Paul Ryan and Kevin Brady are still in support of a border adjustment tax, still, and that's something that a lot of House members of the House Freedom Caucus hate. Something that could be a deal killer. We do have a statement from the House, from the White House. We should put it up there on the negotiations. They're not denying any of this. Very interesting statement. They're saying the discussions between the White House and Congress are progressing in a very positive direction. Decisions are best made through discussions with members of Congress and staff, not hashed out in the press. And that's exactly what we're doing.
So, sorry, Charlie, right?
Yeah,
Why didn't they just make it short and say, no way, Charlie, we're not answering it? Can I just ask, though? The Trump administration may very well be right in demanding the 15% because, and I'm horrible at negotiating, the worst, but you start what you want, a little bit more aggressive,
I think,
and then you say, okay, fine, I'll make it 25, and you look like you're giving in.
I agree. If you talk to the people that, like the Art Laffers, Steve Moores, the Larry Kudlows, who were the author of the Trump tax plan, they would be, we're sticking at 15, and then we'll negotiate from there.
Of course.
And then maybe bring up to, it's Paul Ryan. And I'll tell you, if Paul Ryan screws this one up, there are a lot of Republicans that want him out. Listen, I like Paul Ryan a lot. He's a smart guy, but, he's a bean counter. He's worried about the deficit. And, the Republican Party...
Nothing wrong with that, though.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I'm telling you that, there is a school of thought that if you we need to cut taxes now to get the revenue growing so the economy could grow, and we could take a little short-term deficit in order to have a long-term budget surplus and maybe 3% growth. Yeah. That's where...
Can you believe people were even saying, oh, O.J. looks so thin? Who cares?
Oh, O.J., man. I'm sick of O.J. already.
What does that have to do with the price of tea in China?
By the way, how good was my Spanish the other day? I'm still getting compliments on that. Hola, mi abuelos está en Segovia.
Stop, please.
By the way, that's when I took Spanish in 9th grade. We used to have to say it like again and again and again.
Okay.
Mi abuelos está en Segovia.
Okay, Marco, how do you say be quiet?
Cállate.
Cállate.